What's up? Radio Raven 5678 here, and welcome back to Dead by Daylight. And yes, finally, the Houndmaster is out. And, you know what? I gotta be honest, though. I'm actually kind of surprised. It doesn't seem like there's been a lot of hype for, this character. At least, from my perspective. Because, like, I tried going on YouTube, and usually, when you go on YouTube and a new killer's out, everybody and their mom is, like, putting videos and stuff like that. Bully Squad versus, new Houndmaster. Or, just, I don't know. Or, Houndmaster's so broken. Oh, my God. Just all the usual stuff to see. You'll see on YouTube just to get you to watch the video. Not calling anyone out or anything like that, but the point is, though, is I actually haven't seen a lot of Houndmaster content on YouTube, and it's kind of weird. So, but I don't know. I mean, I guess it's because, I'm really expecting that the new killer on DVD is going to get announced really soon. And I mean like the next licensed killer. And so I guess everybody's more anticipating on, that instead. And usually what behavior does is that when there's a big license that, they're getting ready to announce that they're very excited for, usually they'll start announcing or giving it a tease of, like, not what it is, but where it's from. So, for example, like when Trickster came out, I say, like, maybe a week or two later, Resident Evil got announced pretty much. And it pretty much just overshadowed the, whole character, or the chapter and stuff like that. Though it wasn't a very popular chapter when it first came out. It was just like, oh my God, Resident Evil's come out. Man, I can't wait. Finally, they're going to be a new killer. And it's like, well, you got Trickster, But, yeah, and that's the weird thing about this video, too, is that you're going to kind of hear me, probably talk a little bit about Trickster, too. Because... yeah, just to get to the point of the video, so the Houndmaster finally out, played a couple matches with her, not too much to give like a final impression or anything like that, but, just from, first impressions of, how she feels after the PTB and stuff like that, and, yeah, so my first unprofessional opinion about the Houndmaster and stuff like that is that, yeah, she's a killer, not something that is strong, not something that is, I don't know, man, I really can't say that she's, how weak she is. I can say, what her, probably her best performance might be, but in terms of her worst performance, I mean, it really does depend on how long it takes for the survivors to adapt to the Houndmaster and just see what it's gonna be. I honestly, in my opinion, I'm getting just another Trickster vibe with the Houndmaster, and this is, from my perspective, not the community's perspective. Though I can only imagine that Survivor mains are pretty much not gonna like going against Houndmaster because, and even I'll admit this, I don't like getting the controller taken away from me. And so when you get hit by the dog, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. Your controller's basically gonna get jacked out of your hands for a couple minutes, or mouse and keyboard, whatever you play on. So I'm a console pleb. So, anyways, but now we'll just have to see. But the thing is about difference between like Houndmaster and Trickster, obviously in their power, is that Houndmaster just doesn't seem as oppressive as Trickster. It probably feels less stressful when you're getting when you get hit once by the dog, instead of getting completely machine gunned down by Trickster knives and stuff like that. And on the contrary, playing as the Houndmaster, again, it kind of just gives me a bit of a first impression of what I felt like was Trickster. Fun to play, but not that strong, honestly. And I think one of the weakest things where I see that the dev definitely tried to make better between the PTB and now is basically just map control. But the thing is, though, kind of similar to Nurse, is that if you miss her power, you're getting pretty heavily punished, which is, which sucks, but at the same time, it kind of makes sense. It gives that sense of, you know, counterplay when you're going against Houndmaster and stuff like that. It kind of just infuses that balance. And yeah, but the thing, the difference between like Nurse and Houndmaster is that Nurse gets her power hella quick, whereas you know, when it comes to you know, playing as the Houndmaster, it's not as bad as PCB, but I'm still experiencing what I mentioned in the PCB, where like you send your dog out, and sometimes when you're like chasing a survivor, you know, you're going, you know, full speed chasing after them in a straight line, because sometimes you're gonna run into that survivor that just decides to, you know, shift W from one pallet to the next. It like sometimes Snug the dog will like come back to you after you send him out to a search, but he won't actually get into the radius where your cooldown starts, because like he's walking at a normal pace right behind you. It's just so weird, but it hasn't happened as often, but it still happens from time to time, and it really sucks because then you're going longer without your power and stuff like that. But I mean, you know, it's not something that you know, is super game changing or anything like that. You know, because like I said, I feel like it's happening way less often than when I was on PTB and stuff like that. And yeah, but like I said, overall, I mean, you know, just you know, I don't feel like this is a killer that you're definitely gonna see, you know, 100%, you know, in top tier sweaty, you know, MMR, you know, Nurse, you know, she's not gonna be going against, you know, Nurse, Blight, you know, Spirit, all them top tier killers, stuff like that. But honestly, I'm fine with that, you know. I mean, maybe like a couple years ago when I took the game more seriously, that I would have been like, you know, oh man, this killer's crash, bro. You know, they messed up this killer bad. You know, they're afraid to make strong killers, you know, stuff like that. But the thing is, though, it's as Matthew Cote said, people are gonna bitch either way. You know, whether you make killers strong or not. It's kind of just where the GBD community is at. You know, not trying to throw shade or anything like that, but you know, I think it's just something that's commonly agreed upon. But you know, at the same time, you know, not every killer needs to be A, B tier, stuff like that. They do need to be fun though. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that, you know, wants to win all the time but not have fun. You know, I like to enjoy the killer and stuff like that. And yeah, you know what? Honestly, on a fun factor, I do like the Houndmaster, but then again, I'm a dog person, so it's not gonna take that much to convince me. Like, even if the dog was just cosmetics and stuff like that, you know, I would have still been like, man, this killer is like fucking awesome. Speaking of cosmetics, though, damn, that $20 legendary skin just to change the dog to a poodle. Yeah, not very big fan of it. I mean, I am a very big fan of the skin itself. I mean, the skin looks awesome, and the fact, again, you can change it into a poodle is just, it's hilarious to me. It's kind of funny, but unfortunately it's $20. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, call me poor or whatever. I call it, you know, spending your money wisely and stuff like that. And yeah, in my opinion, it's not worth it, because all it really does change, and this is a legendary outfit, by the way, not an ultra rare, all it really does change is the lobby animation. But no new voice lines, no new Moris, you know, nothing really. It just changes the dog to a poodle, and obviously you get a skin too, but I mean, and it looks really good, but I mean, you're in first person, so like I don't understand. But that's just my opinion. Some people are gonna find more value out of it than other. That's where the subjective part is. And hey, you know what, if I end up playing more Houndmaster and she becomes one of my favorite killers, you know, going up there, you know, with my favorite killers like Wesker and Chucky and all that stuff, then, you know, hey, maybe someday, you know, when it goes on sale, it'll, you know, maybe I'll pick it up. But, you know, no promises or anything like that. But yeah, as I've said about Trickster when he came out, Houndmaster is definitely not the strongest killer, in my opinion. And again, I'm okay with it. See that? Okay, that was a perfect example, by the way, what I was talking about right there. When Snug will return to you, but he's not close enough to actually get you. By the way, I just realized he just jumped over the pallet at the same time Snug jumped over the pallet and nothing happened. Yeah, I don't know, man. So there's a couple things I would love to change on Houndmaster to, you know, make her a little bit stronger. But again, I mean, as I keep saying, man, you know, not every killer needs to be A tier, B tier, all that stuff. It's just, you know, it is nice to have more of a fun killer every once in a while. And that's just my opinion. Like I said, I don't take the game as seriously as I used to anymore. So, you know, if that's yeah. You know, I don't like to lose all the time and stuff like that. So it's not like I try to play Freddy every match and say, yeah, just have fun and stuff like that. No, I don't play Freddy because I don't have fun playing him. But Houndmaster, on the other hand, I feel like there's a, you know, where I find my fun is in the skill department. And I felt like, you know, Trickster when he first came out, you know, and this is me on console, by the way, you know, with the ridiculous recoil, the 8 knives to down, you know, and 110% speed movement speed. You know, Trickster was still, well, tricky to play at, no pun intended, but you know, there was just a certain skill that I had to meet in order to, you know, get good with them and stuff like that. And you know, Trickster definitely met that satisfaction. With Houndmaster, I'm feeling the same way, to be fair. I mean, you know, I'm, you know, pulling off ridiculous, awesome shots and stuff like that. It's satisfying. And, you know, and then there's just, you know, a time when skill comes into play, you know. You know, if you're going to be able to tell a difference between a good Houndmaster and not so good one. Same thing as, like, you know, a good nurse between a bad nurse and a good nurse, you know, in terms of skill and all that stuff. You know, same with Trickster. You're going to tell the difference between a good Trickster and a bad Trickster, stuff like that. So, and bad, good and bad, I mean, in terms of using their power, and not, you know, using, like, clutch or crush stuff to, you know, help them win and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. So that's first impressions of the Houndmaster, stuff like that. Really like her. You know, she's fun. I find her fun to play as. I can totally see if, you know, some people don't find her that fun or interesting. You know, again, it's all subjective and all that stuff. But yeah, definitely not the strongest killer. But I mean, again, it's not a bad thing, as long as the Nets killer isn't worse than the Houndmaster. Then, you know, hey, you know, it is what it is. It's a shame we haven't gotten a map, by the way. I kind of wished we would have gotten a map, and to be able to you know, just to be able to, I don't know, fucking have something new to play on, you know. But I'm guessing they're gonna be making a new map for the next licensed chapter and whatnot. So hey, you know, it is what it is. So anyways, I got really nothing else to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave the rest of the match to you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Later. Oh my god, yes.
What?
Oh my god, that is going in the chat.
What happened? I didn't see.
I basically prevented her from getting the hatch.
Oh, nice.
Well, I think actually what happened is she accidentally went into the vault first. And I got the adept anyway, so I'm happy.